Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to the Wrathful Gaming Channel. I am your host, Robert Robbie Wrath, and this is another episode of the Wrathful original program, Deep Thoughts. For this episode, we're going to be taking a closer look at the topic of opioid addiction. But before we begin, let me just remind everyone that this topic of conversation may not be suitable for young children. However, if you want to educate your teenager or young adult, maybe this will help. So let's get started, shall we? Okay. So as most of you probably are already aware, drug addiction is one of the biggest issues throughout the United States and more than likely the entire world. Excuse me. Now, I'm not referring to marijuana due to the fact that I do not consider it a drug. Over the past few years, very dangerous drugs such as heroin and crystal meth have been flooding the streets of America and killing people left and right. Everyone has their own opinions when it comes to addicts. Some people believe that addicts deserve to be helped and rehabilitated, while others prefer that addicts just go away and could care less what happens to them. But first things first, let's take a look at some of the information pertaining to opioid-type drugs and the problems that they cause, shall we? Now, the group of drugs that we're going to be discussing in this episode are known as opiates. Opiates are a type of drugs that are medically prescribed and or used for treating pain. Drugs such as hydrocodone, oxycodone, OxyContin, morphine, and I'm sure a whole lot of others as well. Opiates can be very dangerous if they are not taken as prescribed. Opiates are also very highly addictive, and one can become addicted even when they're only taking opiates as prescribed. So doctors usually screen patients very thoroughly to ensure that an opiate painkiller is actually necessary for each patient. In most cases, once a person becomes physically dependent, i.e. addicted to opiates of any kind, the individual that has become addicted to said opiates eventually will run out of the opiates being prescribed to them due to the fact that a medical professional has determined that that patient no longer needs pain relief. But see, this is where the real issues begin. Just because an addict loses the ability to obtain prescription opiates doesn't mean that they're going to quit. They often end up turning to street drugs such as heroin, which in many cases can be laced with even more deadly substances such as fentanyl, which is an extremely dangerous and very potent opioid analgesic, which means that it's a respiratory depressant. I think that's what that means. But it only takes a very tiny amount to cause complete respiratory failure and other very serious medical problems, which often result in the addict's death. Now, let's talk about, for you young kids and teenagers who think that it might be good to try drugs, listen to this. Here's what happens during opiate withdrawal. One of the leading reasons that opiates are so difficult to stop abusing is that the withdrawal symptoms are so horrible and uncomfortable that the addict would rather continue to use and potentially risk dying to prevent these withdrawal symptoms from occurring than to actually seek out help. The withdrawal symptoms from potent opiates such as heroin are very serious, and in rare cases can lead to death because of the incredible strain that withdrawal inflicts on the human body. Now, some of the withdrawal symptoms can include the following, but are not limited to: severe muscle aches, hot and cold sweating almost constantly, extreme nausea and vomiting, insomnia, which is the inability to sleep, constant feeling of stretching with no relief, so extreme that you feel the need to rip your limbs off. Severe depression, severe fatigue, often resulting in the addict becoming unable to do anything besides lay in bed for most of the day, severe anxiety, trouble breathing, respiratory arrest, respiratory failure, and in severe and rare cases, you may experience strokes, heart attacks, seizures, or even death. Now, to explain better what exactly opioid medications do and why they are so dangerous, is because they depress your respiratory drive, making it more difficult to breathe. That is why, and this can occur with hydrocodone, oxycodone, any opiate. It doesn't have to be heroin. Any opiate can potentially stop your breathing. The way that opiates work is once they are put into your bloodstream, they begin releasing massive amounts of serotonin and dopamine, which are two chemicals in your brain that are released when you experience pleasure. Now, normal people, non-addicts, normal people in their brains, in the brain of a normal individual who's not an addict, dopamine and serotonin are released when you feel good about yourself, when you succeed at something, when you accomplish something, when you accomplish a long-term goal. when someone buys you a gift. Those are normal things that release those chemicals. The reason that opiate addicts experience withdrawal is because when you stop taking the opiates, the same opiates that are artificially releasing all of these chemicals into your brain says, whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, sorry. Your brain goes, whoa, hold on. Why am I not getting these anymore? Why are the dopamine and serotonin not coming in? But now your brain has stopped producing dopamine and serotonin because it's been getting it artificially from the opiates. Remember, this is all my research, and it's not factual. It could be misinformation, but I think I'm pretty close to being right on the mark, fact-wise. But the longer these people are addicted to opiates, the more it takes, and the more you take, the more it depresses your respiratory drive. When an opiate addict overdoses, breathing stops. And that is the most dangerous part of opioid use and withdrawal, is once it stops your breathing, you have minutes, even seconds, to administer a drug called Narcan. Now, Narcan, I'm pretty certain that you can pick up Narcan at any pharmacy for free. There are a whole ton of programs that offer Narcan to people to prevent deaths. I know a lot of people who have recovered from opiates, so it is possible to recover. Recovery is possible. For any of you addicts out there who think that you've reached rock bottom and you have to keep using, that's not the truth. There's a lot of help out there. You can surf the web to find it. It's all over the place. Now, bottom line, even with Narcan, this drug, fentanyl, mixed in with the heroin, Narcan barely works on that. And it's been brought to my attention that there's an even more deadly substance that they're mixing in with the heroin and the opiates. I don't even know what the hell it's called, but that one Narcan does not work for that one at all. So if you take heroin, and if you think to yourself, I can sniff it or do it another way than using a needle and I'll be safe, that's bullshit. I'm telling you right now, you can overdose whether you're shooting it, whether you're smoking it, whether you're shoving it up your ass, whatever the hell you're doing with it. If it's going into your body, it can, and more than likely will, end your life. So please ask yourself, is it really worth dying for? Because I can assure you, there are a ton of programs. In fact, if you're thinking about using opiates, or if you're having a problem with opiates, please email me. It'll be completely confidential. You don't have to tell me any of your personal info. Email me and just say, hey, Rob, I need your help. Please send me that info. And I will find the info. All you got to do is tell me what state you're in, and I'll find the information for that state and send it to you. Phone numbers, whatever you need. Because I would rather help people than see more lives ended by drugs. That being said, I hope that you all enjoyed this episode of the Rathco original program, Deep Thoughts. Please be sure to like and subscribe, turning on all notifications for Rathco Gaming, as well as our other channel, Rathco Outdoors. If my lips are not syncing up to the audio in this video, I apologize. I hope that it is. I'm going to watch it right now and edit it and see if I can fix that, because that's what it's looking like as I'm recording. Anyways, you guys rock. Thank you all so very, very much for watching. For those of you who wish to donate to our cause, in order to make Rathco a better YouTube channel and to increase the quality and frequency of my uploads, feel free to click on my PayPal link. It is on the homepage of Rathco Gaming. And until next time, thank you all so much for watching. Have a great night. Look out for zombies. Stay away from Umbrella Corp, and I'll see you on the flip side. Later.